Hello, everybody, and welcome to Adobe Live XD Designing with Plugins Day 2.
Hey, everybody.
Mustafaa Tajuddin, product designer / experience designer here at Adobe. And everybody in the chat, hope you're having a great day. We're pumped too. If you want to just let us know where you're chatting from, we'd love to know. We're here in SF. It's a beautiful day today.
Actually, yeah.
And it's starting to feel like the holidays. We got one more day until we take a little break, but we still have Sam here to guide us through your daily creative challenges, which is a good segue for me to talk about the current challenges. But let's take a look at what we did earlier today. The Photoshop with Voodoo Val, who's been killing it.
Yeah.
And just her images out there are just amazing. Adobe Live with Natalia Seth, and you just saw Sam with his accessibility, and then us. And then tomorrow you have some more of Sam. And so let's take a look at what the Daily Creative Challenge is. If you haven't taken a look, you can log in to your Behance account and look at your challenge at the top of your chat. And you'll see we have usability, simplifying your UI, hierarchy, and today was accessibility. And so I can't wait to see the Creative Challenge entries that are submitted so we can review them. So take your time, work on them, let us talk to you in the background like a podcast or whatever it is, and just be the background noise while you design. And then submit those and we'll review them. So can't wait to see what you do with that. And you submit them in the challenge tab as well. And we're gonna look at the current challenges in our Discord channel and provide feedback on designs. So everybody, I can't, what's SF, Sam wants to know. SF, San Francisco, I'm sorry. I abbreviated there. My apologies, not very accessible language there.
Yeah.
We can't wait to see what you submit to the Discord channel with your daily creative challenges. And yesterday there was some really cool stuff, and today I'm sure it's going to be equally as cool. Thanks, Sam, for structuring such a really creative way to have how might we statements be like customizable. So without further ado, I just also want to remind you that we have a chat and win in about 30 minutes or so, and I'll remind you when that happens so we can get you some cool prizes. Okay, without further ado, here's Mustafaa with a recap of yesterday.
Yeah, thank you. So again, I'm Mustafaa Tajuddin, product designer. And if you were with us yesterday, you saw us beginning to work on a white elephant mobile application. And we started from these initial sketches that show some of the UI elements. And then we broke out into creating them into higher fidelity. And so we've been iterating, and we have some additions to the design system. With Julian has some really cool color explorations and other new components that we'll be implementing. And then here we started to work on the chat, where people will be able to message in the group and see what gifts are available and maybe win some prizes. So it's a really fun project. I'm excited to have everyone in the chat and everyone viewing today. So
yeah. And just as a follow-up to the chat, who does some sort of gift exchanging, and what are some of your frustrations with it? Sometimes it could be not necessarily like the best rules that are part of like the way you set up your gift exchange, but like what we wanted to do as well was highlight like what a how might we statement is. So actually, if we hop over to my screen. Don't send that. It's here. This one. I have put together a how might we statement using Sam's really great toolkit that he lets you kind of build your own. And it is not that one. Let's see.
they have similar names.
Gift system. We got a lot of systems going on. So how might we simulate joy? I'm kind of not sure about the simulate, like maybe like encourage, or yeah, let's do encourage joy with gift exchange for distant loved ones. So the whole idea of this is we can't always be with the ones we love, and sometimes doing gift exchanges like happens through proximity, but like how do you recreate that feeling of gift giving through distance? And that's kind of like the the thing that we're working with here and the metaphor of gift giving. So I've also been iterating on some of the ideas, and we'll be giving you some more stuff for us to help make this design better. Some background patterns on the initial entry screen. So I'll kind of just be working with Mustafa here as his production designer. So anytime he requires some assistance, I will just be designing for him. So it's going to be a very collaborative session. So what I could do is make these background patterns components. That way you can just bring them into your document.
Yeah, I was actually looking for them.
So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and look at Mustafa's screen, and he'll just be jamming away with some of the stuff that I create here.
Yeah. So right now I'm working on the sort of chat aspect of the group aspect of the white elephant gift trunk experience. So we've named the app gift trunk, so I'll just reference it using gift trunk. And so here we have placeholders for user icons, message bubbles, as well as usernames. And then over here you have a message that comes from you as a user. Then you can see activity, which shows up as these text blurbs, and then photos of the item that the activity is related to. And then down here, you have this counter that will become clickable once you're able to go into the gift exchange area of the app and choose your gift. So you have this countdown until you're able to go.
Look at that. Yeah. Got some cool ideas for that too.
Yeah. So you come in, and there was another. So actually, before you even get here, the idea is you come into the group and you're greeted with the welcome message. So let me not forget that. So you come into the group, you see this welcome message, you see your spot in line, and then you create a nice component for which I can easily just go and override it to say okay. And this is based on the sketch here. And so here I have these marks that represent color overlay. So let's create that overlay, remove the border, change the fill to black, and then decrease the opacity to 50% should be decent. And then Command Y to get back to the layer list and find this. And then a nice shortcut is Shift Command bracket on Mac to bring things to the front. Then bring that flesh to the bottom.
Looking good.
Then you're in the group. Then user hits OK. And they come here. They see these messages. Wonder what people would be saying in the chat. Probably
I bet. So the idea too is these GIFs are completely random. So this is just a caveat to this experience for people that are using this this fictional service. Is when you have these these rules of how many people are in this group for gift giving, this service or app randomizes gifts for all these people. And based on the amount of money that they've set as the limit, it kind of just uses that as to like what is going to be purchased.
Yeah.
And so people don't know what they're going to get. So like some of the chats could be like, I'm really, really curious at what we're going to get, or I hope I hope they're like they have my size right, or maybe that's something that we're not putting all the nuts and bolts of like what filters the type of gift you're gonna get, because this is just like a MVP, like stripping down like what can we make, and this is hopefully I think something that is actually pretty feasible, just like some simple like crawling of gifts and data.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like that really looks like a good chat room. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another thing that I was doing, do you want me to, yeah, let's switch over to my screen to get, I want to get your take on something. So I was just fumbling around and like with letters, and I created a little logo for this idea gift trunk, and using like the image of an elephant and how the letter G is like kind of like the head of an elephant. So I want to get your thoughts on what you feel is a good direction on logos, because I mean I think logos can make that splash screen a lot more inviting, and yeah. So this is something I designed just on the fly yesterday after our broadcast. So I have like a bigger version of it for the splash screen, and then maybe a smaller one for the in-app experience. So would love to know what you feel. Do you like the little one with the eye, not too much detail? This one with a kind of curved trunk. What I could do is just like maybe just do like a 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. So see what people think. All right, I'm okay with that. I would love to get a consensus if we could, so that way we can just kind of get going on a splash screen. But yeah, I love creating like little branding elements. I'm not like, I wouldn't say like a brand logo designer, but sometimes you feel inspired, and I felt like it's just really cool to play with like these like structures and letters like the G. So yeah, if you can give me a little vote there, and that's it, and then we'll splash that in throughout the app experience. That way it has to have some identity.
Yeah.
So like the screens where you have gift trunk on the top, like we could just put the logo.
Yeah.
And it just like makes it a lot more clean.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're getting a lot of responses. Please tell me like which one you like, and we'll make a choice. And this is a very highly collaborative version of Adobe Live, which is what we love.
Yeah. No, I really like the logo you created, and implementing the G and the trunk is just
right. So like
really clever.
I was thinking too, like if you make the G a little bit more pronounced, bring that little. Then these are all just line shapes. I think I did like 6 width on the smaller one. So like it was really simple to do using Adobe XD.
Yeah, this is really cool.
So like you can kind of, we could like bring the color out. We could do something.
Yeah, like a slightly different green.
2 and 3. So it's all over the map. No one's chose 4, so let's just like, and I was like my least, obviously it's the last one. And so like I want to know, what do you think? Which one do you like?
I really like the first one.
You like the first one?
Or yeah.
Like I like the idea of this one. I feel like the curve is a little too extra. Use the poll. Is there? So go vote, folks. Look, Voodoo Val hooked it up with a poll.
Yeah, thanks, Val.
So yeah, we'll come back to that. But I just wanted to like throw that out there as something that was just fun that I felt inspired to do for this little app.
No, I really like that.
Make it look cool. And then the other thing that we did was the initial image. We were using Undraw for like this kind of like fun image for the splash screen, but like it wasn't really working great. I'm sure there might be other images, but we didn't want to get lost in that. So we have 2 images here, which are basically just patterns. And so like think about wrapping paper, and you open this app and you see like the logo. So let's just slap in the white, this guy right here. Let's see how it looks. I like this one. I like something like that. You know, it's fun, and it could like be like the initial screen you see before it like launches the app, and then this can kind of like using auto animate can like go into like the top or something like that. So I think that's what we're just gonna do, something like that for the splash screen. So yeah, just some other ideas we're playing with. I'm gonna be, so here's the plan. So this is quite a few screens for Mustafa to do by himself. A lot of these are just form fields and kind of helping with some of like the onboarding, which is kind of not the funnest thing to do, but a lot of times necessary, you know. So I'm gonna take on these screens. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and Mustafa's gonna work on these screens, and we're gonna meet in the middle. And just keep in mind also, like we're kind of skipping the like wireframe. You know, like we're kind of like we don't have too much time in this show to do the whole breadth of a concept, from like sketches to wireframes to iteration to like, you know, that takes time. Like products don't get designed in 2 days, in 4 hours. You know, so what we want to do is kind of like speed it up a little bit, and that is going to be just like using these as wireframes because they're pretty detailed. I think you did a great job sketching, and they're very legible.
I'm glad.
So thank you for that.
Yeah, we did a couple wireframes yesterday, but I think since we have a pretty good direction and we've already implemented the wireframes into XD, we're just gonna kind of go ahead and stick with that general direction and tweak things.
So yeah, we're gonna be working side by side, just jamming. So if we get caught like just jamming too much, I don't know, ask us a question and pull us up. But I'm gonna be checking on the chat, seeing how you guys are doing. But just as a reminder, we do have a chat and win happening in 13 minutes. So I'll be posing some sort of question that will inspire you to use your fingers to type. And then whoever wins will get a really cool gift. So make sure you're logged into your Behance account to take part in the chat and win, and that you can get a little gift for Christmas. And yeah, let's just go at it. So also entertaining the idea of Christmas and keeping this conversation fun in the chat for you. Just want to know like your fun stories about gift exchange. Like what was the best like gift you got in an exchange, and like are you the type to like choose your own gift?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm that kind of person. And I do like these connections between Evernote and like I loved the Evernote logo. Like
I see it.
That logo for me was like it blew my mind because like it was playing with like metaphors, and it was and because like Evernote and thinking about elephants, like what does that mean?
That is true.
But like elephants never forget. So like I love that little like idea that like, so I feel like very 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 appreciative of your appreciation.
Yeah, if we could get a close-up of my screen, I just want to highlight a really good or cool aspect of Adobe XD's plugins. So there's a plugin called UI Faces, and when we're making these mock-ups, we usually need some sort of user images. And so it's super cool. So if you download from the plugins manager, UI Faces, you can come here. You see these sources where you can pull images from, and then you can choose a gender, you can choose an emotion, a hair color, and then apply it, and the element that you have selected on the canvas will inherit this this random image, which is kind of pixelated if you zoom in, but
so far it's good.
So far it's good, and it's, of course there will be updates to this plugin, and it will only get better in time, but I think this is sort of where the future of XD is going and speeding up these workflows. So instead of you having to go out and source all of these images and save them locally to your laptop or desktop, you can just use this plugin and magically get user profiles. So let's see. Let's do another one. Jessica. Let's make Jessica neutral. See what pops up.
Neutral.
Oh, Jessica. Jessica looks like a celebrity. This looks like.
She's looking pretty model-esque right there. Yeah.
And then who? So Martin. Let's leave it male and female. Let's see what happens if we just leave it male and female, like which random person pops up. Okay, got Martin. It looks like this photo was just taken at his desk, like in the sign up.
I felt like yeah, some of these are, I think that's how profile pictures are, right? Like that's why I really appreciate like the update of iOS that like allows you to use your Animoji as your profile picture. I feel like Animojis are a lot more fun, but we are not using Animojis.
Yeah.
Those are getting rid of some potential users there.
Yeah. That's true.
Okay.
Okay. So, as you can see, we have all these people in the group now thanks to this really convenient plugin. Command Y to get back to the layers. And then you just have the chat. One thing that's pretty useful in the chat is initial text.
So there is some answers on stuff that people got. Only one, but it's okay. I love it. Electronic wind instruments are like a MIDI. That sounds amazing. I would be like so blown away by that. So whoever is in a gift exchange, like that's a good gift. That's really cool. And yeah, hi Simon. And if you are just joining us in the chat, I'm here with Mustafa. I'm Julian, and we are creating a gift exchange app that is simulating what I would say White Elephant is in a digital environment. Having fun with some logos. I'm gonna play with some other fun like auto animations and just kind of making this a really cool, simple to use app that is really like kind of trying to bring the holidays to the top of your mind. And sorry that Mustafa doesn't have a hat. I didn't have an extra. I had a green ugly sweater and I disappeared.
Yeah.
So
it was a little patchy.
Yeah, it didn't work. I was like see-through.
Yeah.
So I had to take it off. It didn't work out. It's okay though.
So now we have the chat filled with people. We have some content in there. So now it's really looking like a lively chat with everyone. Let me decrease the proximity, the spacing. So this button seems a little plain.
Jesse D just like straight up said, just put the sweater on.
Just be patchy.
I know. Yeah, I know. It wasn't like just a floating head though. It was just like just my collar and like certain sections. It looked like I got like shot up or something.
It seems like the chat has spoken though. It seems like they want you to wear this to be patchy.
They do want it to be patchy. I know. Maybe I'll do it. It's also wool, and I was like kind of hot. I was like, yeah, you can't wear green clothes on the live broadcast.
Right.
It's not a good look. That's like something that like I wear. So I wear green a lot, and this is something that like I've been doing hosting here for a little bit now, and like I default a lot of times to going to green, and then I'm like oh yeah, I'm gonna be on Adobe.
Yeah.
Can't wear green today. It's okay though. I'm trying not to be that typical designer that just wears all black all the time.
That is me.
You're not wearing black right now.
Okay, I have recently tried to expand my palette, but usually
I think the earth tones. Go with the earth tones, the mustards.
I'm feeling the earth tones.
Yeah, I got my little mustard little like.
Yeah, I really like
pop
the earth
mustard
tones this year.
All right, so the splashing is looking great. Let's go next to this. The sign up. Do you think the sign up page can still have this green pattern?
Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's try it.
I think it'll be fun. Let's do it. Maybe you could have the splash, the sign up screen, like a white background over the pattern.
Like more opacity, like a white.
White. Like a full opacity.
Like change this to white, like that.
No. Sorry. So, a container box.
Container.
So a rectangle over the pattern that's white, and then have
so the form fields are just white rectangles.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I could create what you're thinking.
Okay. test my ability to articulate design decisions.
Let me be a producer. Okay, because you had a screen here, so let me take this.
Yeah.
And just kind of like update this with this information.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I was trying to convey was we could have a background for the form fields be white,
Like
but
this.
the background for the screen be the pattern.
So like this, kind of.
No, so a white background behind that.
Oh, behind this.
Yeah.
Oh, and then behind this the pattern.
No.
How about you hop into my gift system document and
Let's do that.
give me a little
clarity on what I'm trying to say.
It's okay. Oh, wow. There's some really funny conversations. I love when the chat just like starts having their own conversations like we're not here.
What did the chat say?
Not easy being green. Oh. Why do you feel called out, Voodoo Val? Oh, okay. You're gonna have your own stream and wear black outfits. I wasn't, nothing against black. I think most of my wardrobe is black, unfortunately, but it's just.
Yeah, I've definitely seen you wear black.
Yeah, I have like forever dad bod, so like it kind of just like hides it.
Makes you look nice and slim.
Svelte.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no judgy here. Yeah, and we have 3 minutes for the chat and win. So be sure to be logged into your Behance account so you can take part in winning something.
Yes.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was trying to convey. How would you convey this? Just curious. How would you have described this?
I think you described it exactly. You did a great job.
Okay.
It's just sometimes like the listening
it's
part is
communication.
difficult. All right, well let me play with that. Let me play with that
Okay.
option, and I'll give
I'll leave it alone.
I'll give you some other options. I had another idea for it, so let's see if you like my idea too.
Okay. I'll exit out of this just so I don't clash with your efforts.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
And then, so we've chosen the logo.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so let me.
Oh yeah, we did. I think we decided on one. I think you liked one.
Yeah, I like one too.
You like one? Okay. So let's do that. Let's we're gonna use. So this one, I'll make that a component. So I made a small
Okay.
and a large, kind of larger size. Which one do you think you want? The green?
Yeah, I would love the one with no background
No.
and one with the background.
One with a gray background or
With the gray background and then
the white?
the no background one.
Okay.
The one above that one.
Okay. And that one's a little bigger. So let me
Make another one.
yeah.
This Flip Trunk app has come together.
It's happening.
Now I just gotta see how I can change this.
All right. So small, no PG. And just a reminder for anybody that is like designing with other people, naming your files is like your layers is like God's work, because like as a designer, it's one of the hardest things to do is to like read someone else's brain.
Yeah.
So yeah. So those are there. So if you want to update, logo, no. If you want to update your assets panel,
Okay. Nice.
you should have
So now we see.
those there. They should be there for you.
Thanks, they are.
All right. And let me think about this real quick. I had an idea of, so you have sign up. Yeah, just basic. All right, I could kind of just do my idea. What did I have here planned? Sign up page. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be. Oh, we are here for the. I was getting the zone designing.
Yeah.
Chat and Win has come. So I have a question for you. If you can go anywhere for Christmas, where would you go? Where would you go? You don't have to tell me why. because that might reveal something that we don't need to know. But why? Where are you going to go if you could go anywhere for the holidays? Taking like a week break, that would be something that I would want to learn from the chat.
Yeah.
So get your fingers ready. Chat and Win is here. Log in if you're not logged in to do that chat. You can't chat without being logged in. Hawaii, Japan. I would love to go to Japan.
Me too.
It's like time travel for real.
Yeah.
And we'll be right back. Welcome back. That was a short break, but we are here for you. We got some really, really great answers. New Zealand, Star Wars land. So like what, Tatooine?
Nice.
The moon. Sam Anderson loves the moon.
Yeah, Sam loves the moon.
He might love the moon more than he loves maps.
Yeah. We have to find a way to get Sam to the moon.
And build a map.
Yeah.
So Germany, love that.
I love Germany.
Macau, Australia, Antarctica. Really, Santaji? That is like going to Mars. It's almost the same.
Another one.
I love it though. Norway. I've
never been to Norway.
I'm inundated with Norway because my daughter loves Frozen.
Oh,
So
nice.
that is something. Maldives, get there while you can.
Yeah.
Australia.
A lot of people want to go to Australia, actually.
Bali. I feel like this is a really popular question because everyone just wants to go somewhere.
Yeah. Where would you want to go?
I would love to go to like somewhere tropical, like Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is great. I have family in Panama, so Panama would be amazing.
Yeah, that does.
What about you?
So many places. I think I love South Africa.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've never been, but
Jesse
it
D,
seems so cool.
Congratulations. Guess where you're going? You're going to
South
win
Africa.
some stickers from Sticker Mule. You get 100 3x3 die cut stickers from Sticker Mule. Congratulations. Jazz up your computer, put them on your water bottle.
Put on everything.
Everything. And if you didn't win, don't worry, you can get your own prize. Happy holidays from Sticker Mule and Adobe. Go to stickermule.com/Adobe Live 19 and you can get 10 3x3 die cut stickers for $1.
Wow.
One single dollar. Congrats, Jesse. So keep your eyes peeled for your inbox and you'll get some information on how to claim your prize. And as a reminder, we have our design feedback countdown happening now. So if you have any designs that you're finishing up, just submit them. It's okay if they're not perfect. You have 56 minutes to get them to a point that you're okay with me looking at them and Mustafa looking at them and everybody in the chat.
Everybody in the chat.
And everybody on the replay because they see them too.
Yeah.
So yeah, get your design challenge designs in there, and that'd be really cool to see what you guys create. I still want to see where you'd want to go. So it just makes me feel like I have yet to take like that holiday away from family. You know, like that's like
A
very
solo trip?
like Hawaii for Christmas. I always see it happening. I see people's pictures like FOMO. Like, although like hanging on your couch and like watching some football, if that's your
That
thing,
is a vacation in and of itself.
just doing anything where you don't have to worry about
Yeah.
anything is also like great. You
Yeah.
don't really get that these days.
No, I'm a big believer in vacations at home.
Yeah, and Pedro, I'm. How can I realign my different states? There might be a good place for you to do that on the community channel that we have in your Adobe like screen. You can find the community, or you can post it to like a forum, or just like post that link somewhere where it's like clickable. I'm not sure what that link is, but maybe we could figure that out together. Double transforms. Yeah, it's hard to answer that without seeing what you're talking about. But I understand like there can be some like difficulties with the way that your states aren't like working. It is kind of like a newer feature to get used to. A lot of it has to do with making sure you're on the right layer, the right component state first. But yeah, it's something that if you wanted to like put it in the Discord channel or find somewhere else to post it, like we can help you with that. And so this idea for what you're doing here is you want to make sure that people like have this anticipation moment, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll have to look at some maybe some states for that too. Is there a way to get it to pulse? I don't know. I'll figure that out.
I think so, yeah.
Also, like, we're trying to figure out, we're using Helvetica. What's a holiday font that's not too cheesy? I was thinking like a good script font, but I couldn't really find any. So I don't know. I don't want to think about it too much, but it is coming to the point where I'm doing visual design, and yeah, it's kind of coming to that point where I gotta figure out a font.
That is sure.
But it's okay. Let's keep moving.
Okay, so we have
This is gonna be. I hope you're enjoying this cool playlist while we're jamming on our designs here.
right.
Oh, look at that! Thank you, Voodoo Val, for directing Pedro. I'd love to see what you're talking about though, because I too sometimes get a little tripped up on the new states, because it's just for me like it's new, so we're still getting used to it. Okay, so I have that. Sign up, email. Okay, email. And like just thinking about like this form field, like the default state is definitely, you have to consider that, because like the text, like you have to now you can control that with states, which is really great.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Email. Oh, if I can spell it too. Oh, yeah, I don't know the name of the playlist, but you can check out. Are you on Spotify? Yeah, you're on Spotify. You're a regular listener. Do you create playlists? Is that your thing?
I do. I create playlists. I have 3 main ones. They're actually like a series. So I've created one playlist and called it Slow Stuff. And then
Slow Stuff.
Yeah, every playlist I create is just a variation of that. Slow Stuff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Do you just just slow jams, or like
it's just
or is it
all over the place. So there's artists in there like Frank Ocean,
Okay.
or who else is in there?
Like
there's country artists in there.
All right.
It's like anything.
So I have I build playlists for like everything.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the funnest things that I got to do was just create playlists. So I have two different platforms. iTunes and Apple Music is like for my daughter essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So like it doesn't collide with my music, because that's one of the hardest things to grapple with is like. You're like on a playlist mix
More
and
mature.
like you get in some Frozen stuff. I'm like, nah. Yeah,
Right.
I take great pride in curating playlists.
Okay.
So I really appreciate the one that's on Adobe Livestream. We don't hear it here, just so you know.
Yeah.
We actually don't hear it, but I have heard it because I've listened to the stream.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I got like this. What do you think about like a serif font?
Serifs.
Not a huge fan.
Not a huge fan.
Let's go, because I want to, Helvetica is great, but maybe we just use SF.
The only reason I'm not a big fan in this instance is because the logo is so
It's modern.
heavy.
Yeah, it is heavier, and it's like the line weight.
Yeah,
right?
the line weight is thick. And
I could
heavy.
change the line weight, because these are just shapes.
But I think we like the the thick.
Let's take a look. Let's see.
Actually, I do kind of like.
Yeah, maybe a little. Maybe this elephant is on a diet.
It's a hard time in this.
It's a hard time, man. It's a hard time. They're in drought. He's got to stick with it.
Yeah. Okay.
There. By the way, I don't know if you are have Apple TV or not, and have like that. There's a documentary on elephants. Oh my God, it's so heartbreaking, but they're amazing creatures. I don't know why I brought that up, but because we're talking about elephants. I guess.
Have you ever seen one up close and personal?
An elephant?
Yeah.
Not other than like the Oakland Zoo or like the zoo, but not where it's like there's not a fence between me and them.
Okay. I've actually ridden on an elephant when I was younger. Yeah.
Was it a baby elephant?
No, it was a huge elephant.
That's dope.
Yeah. It was, and this was in Alabama. I don't know how that happened, but
where are these Alabama?
I don't know what that. It was like a circus had come to town, and they had a elephant, and
I gotta say, I'm impressed.
yeah, I just randomly remembered that from this conversation. I never think of that memory, but I just thought about it now.
Dude, I'm glad you were reminded of the time you rode an elephant.
Yeah.
Alabama.
I mean, hopefully I wasn't dreaming this, but I'm pretty sure I rode an elephant.
Do you mind if I remove the username field?
No.
Okay,
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna do that. I don't 100%.
If we can get my screen, I just want to highlight another really cool plugin. So here we have another plugin that's called Icons for Design, and it allows you to search for different types of icons directly within XD and bring them into your design. So for this here, if we look at this sketch, I have this button that has this icon of a gift, and I was able to use this plugin, just search for gift and just click which icon I wanted, and it shows up right on the canvas. So it's another really cool way to implement icons directly within XD. If you haven't downloaded it from some other source and you're short on an icon, you can download this plugin. There are a couple plugins actually for different icons within XD that you can use to, on the fly, get some icons in your designs. Then we have the logo here. Probably meant to get this much smaller. Let's see, maybe like 40. Oh. It's like hard to scale this not image. Okay, I'll come back to that. What else is
What else you got?
the agenda? Oh, the most important part. The moment after this, when it's time for a user to select their gift, this becomes enabled, and then they should come to this screen. I'll just rename it. Gifts list screen. And on this one, actually, get rid of that. And on this one,
So Voodoo Val has wrote a elephant and a camel.
awesome. I don't think I've ever ridden a camel.
I definitely haven't ridden a camel. I actually don't even think I've ever ridden a horse.
I have ridden a horse.
That just seems like terrifying.
It is kind of intimidating. I actually would love a horse one day.
Would to own?
Yeah, a horse of my own. That would be amazing. I don't have the space because San Francisco is super expensive, but Maybe one day I can get a horse.
Oh man, I didn't know that about you.
You did it?
Nah, like that's really cool though. Like you have a dog, like that's enough.
I mean, horses are a lot. And I think if I was to get a horse, then I would want to. At that point, let's just get a whole farm.
I mean, might as well, right? Like I would love like a little horse, like the little ones.
You can qualify it as an emotional support animal.
You can, yeah.
There was actually one on so San Francisco has the BART trains, which are sort of like our version of the subway, and there was a miniature horse on the train.
There was someone brought a mini horse on the train?
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool. It
I mean,
sounds stressful.
I would love to see a mini horse on a train.
Yeah, you're just going to work, you just run into a mini horse.
I follow that Instagram account that like follows like the New York train, and is the funniest thing ever. Sam asked a question about like, are we keeping accessibility in mind? I think so.
But call us out if we're not.
Yeah. I think part of it like is building it with like contrast in mind for sure for people that have low vision. I feel like I automatically design that way because I have low vision. So like I can't ever see anyways. So I have to build things a little bigger for myself. But with that said, I think there is like there is something to say about like just language we're using. That's why I think like using something like white elephant is like not even accessible in itself because it's kind of like, what is that? Like everyone knows what that is. So language is a version of accessibility. We're gonna try. But call us out if we fail on some very very like bad patterns. Definitely something to think about. Also, just always think about accessibility.
Yeah.
All right, so I got that. What else do I got? I have to do the. Are we doing the key?
Yeah, let's do the key. I think that's important.
Okay. So there's this idea that Mustafa was saying with this experience of having a key be like how you enter this. So you've been invited by somebody, and the key is like probably text message to you with like an invitation, and then you just kind of like copy and paste it into that. So let's take a look at that. And you got the chat screens almost done too.
Yeah.
Look at that. Oh, looking at some food, huh? What else we got? Come to Mombasa, Kenya, and get a ride on a camel on a beach.
Oh. That sounds amazing.
I'm down. Invite me.
Hey, you got the invite. Now you just need the ticket.
Oh, that's the hard part. That's the hard part. I just booked a ticket somewhere and to San Antonio, and
Texas.
Yeah, and they make you pay for everything these days.
What do you mean?
Like paying for like if you want to sit together with your family.
Oh yeah, that is a newer thing.
What is that?
Yeah, you do when you book a flight. If you want to sit next to each other, you have to pay explicitly for that. Otherwise, they're just going to randomize your seat.
Yeah. So there's a Bagusla had a question. So dark mode for autism people, is that like an accessibility? Like, and I didn't know about that. Like, is dark mode like is a use case of like someone that has autism? Is that like a good use case to help people with autism using dark mode? I didn't know that research was out there.
Yeah, I will say I have no familiarity with that, but from what I understand, I don't know. I don't see the correlation, but like I said, I don't know much about.
I would love to look into
link,
that,
yeah,
because that's actually like a really, really interesting case study of what kind of restrictions do you have?
Yeah, if you're in the chat and you have the time to add some knowledge about the link between dark mode and the possible link between dark mode and autism, please share.
So one of the things that I was thinking for this screen is it can maybe be a because you got to introduce yourself still too, right? Okay, so this is like another screen. All right, cool. I'm gonna go into white. So I did this. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I am thinking though that the key screen can come after the introduce yourself part.
Right. Okay. Maybe I don't need this one. I think maybe it's
we
kind
can
of
leave that one
in the
out
weeds,
for
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll just assume you had your stuff together.
Yeah. We'll assume. A lot of assumptions. Designers, sometimes this is something that like kind of like going back to the dark mode for autism people, like that might be an assumption. It might be a fact. I don't know.
That's why I say a possible link because I'm not familiar.
Right, a possible link. So a lot of what we do as designers, just as like something that like we have to keep in mind, is we do make a lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
And so that's the importance of like really validating what you're doing. Is try to double check what if like what you're thinking of, is it an actual problem or isn't it just an assumption, right?
Yeah, I think as designers we shouldn't be afraid to make assumptions.
Not at all.
I think but with that you should always follow that up with rigorous testing of that assumption to see whether it stands up to
Right.
the data that comes back.
Yeah, because it's all about like that initial hypothesis, right? Is essentially like what an assumption can be, something like in that way of like a hypothesis. It's just like you're thinking a lot more about it, like using your education to like guide you to the right direction. So it's an educated guess, right? Like we definitely like have to validate everything we do. So just to talk about that in a brief, maybe long-winded answer. But it's something that like for me was really like hard to know. Is like, am I like just making like generalizations about like what I think about the world? And a lot of it is that, but you have to then validate it. So what do you think about that? Yeah.
No, I think there was a really good LinkedIn post from a design thinker, personality influencer person named Chris Doe. I don't know if you ever listened to his podcast or watch his videos, but he posted a good like not infographic, but a good photo that had text saying have strong opinions but hold them lightly or something like that, which is a common, saying.
That's a good quote to remember.
Yeah.
Because that's so true. Because a lot of the idea of like getting kind of caught up on your ideas it's hard. It's hard not to like think that you don't have the best ideas,
Yeah.
So it's all about like really just validating them and like not being offended if you're wrong.
Yeah, definitely don't be offended. And I think that's important once you become a designer and you start working in the industry. People actually value a viewpoint. And it's really important, especially if you work at a company, to come to the meeting or come to the table with an idea or an opinion on what is being discussed.
Yes.
To contribute.
Like, kind of don't be scared to speak and don't be scared to be wrong.
Yeah.
That's a hard lesson though, is being vulnerable and like knowing that like you're not infallible is, it's part of it. Yes, I was invited. Okay, so I'm just copying the text that you have here. We're jamming. Ergonomics. Google it. Yeah. Was it? I think I'm might not be reading something before. That's interesting. I like the idea of ergonomics and accessibility. Yeah, there's research out there, huh? Anyone know about what dimensions to send developers in regards to mobile app design? Right. So that question, anyone know about dimensions to send to developers in regards to mobile app design? Like dimensions of the screen you're designing for? It depends on the design that you're doing. So like if you have your your Android or your iOS, you want to design responsive, so you're going to have to design for like a smaller use case, and then how it can expand for other states. So like there's going to be multiple dimensions that you might have to send developers. And there is, if you haven't looked at how it works for like to share with developers, there is a tool that Adobe XD has where you can share with developers. If we have time, we'll get into how that might look. We don't have anything developed enough to do that. Might have this screen might be something that we can play with, but I'll show you some of that. So stick around and we'll see how it looks when you share designs with developers and how they can actually access your files and actually see CSS snippets.
Is that a Pringles can?
It's one of my gift ideas.
Yeah, Jack. If anybody's like eager to like look into that, that would be amazing. Because I think that's kind of like the idea of novelty of dark mode is its novelty, and what we want to try to get around is like is there an actual use case to like have dark mode be a thing? Because the consensus is that it's kind of novelty, and that it's a trend. It's something that's desirable because like Apple's doing it and Spotify's cool, so they're doing it. But that's something that is really important. So yeah, I'm gonna look into that regardless after the show, because that's really interesting, right? Because like I started using dark mode on my iOS, and I like it. I think it really does kind of help with contrast issues, to like really make me more mindful of what my screen brightness is at night. So I don't know. I'll look into it too. It's really interesting. This is kind of big, so let's reduce that.
Since I know that you do a lot of work with accessibility in general, are there any good is there any good advice you can just throw out there? You mentioned yesterday that you created a document.
Yeah, let's stay on my screen here and look at it. I have my Behance. So yeah, I did put this little document together. So if people out there that are kind of interested in accessibility best practice, I have this on my Behance. So if you just search my name, it's I did 4 principles of accessibility that kind of breaks down some of the things you need to be aware of. And these are broadly speaking of like current technologies and existing technologies, and maybe even future technologies. But so take a look at these. And these are all, I have links for you to kind of see where I got this information from. These are applied to different, I gave examples, so you can kind of see those. Then some just like keywords like edge case design, and what is that? The most useful designs prepare for the unexpected. And so this is something that you can kind of just think about when you're designing like for any experience. Like edge cases are going to help your product perform. And so that's something that will also apply to people that have disabilities and people that don't have disabilities. So if you look at the edge, you can design for more people. Mm-hmm. And then functional limitations is an idea that like it is universal, and I might not have a disability, but then I might experience something that then puts me into a place where I have a limitation, and that is functional. So I break my arm. I think there is an example on the Wireframe podcast that Koi Vin gave of like, you're driving and like maybe it's at night and like you get blinded by the light of the reflection, and like in that moment you are impaired. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how is the environment around you designed to help you not crash, right? So those are like some concepts. And then I have more of the checklist stuff that you can look at, which are like, how is contrast supposed to be measured? And it's just like if you're using like these are the requirements for the WGAC 2.0. So use these as like just kind of guides of like 4.5 to 1 ratio for minimum visual representations, which is a AA standard. 3 to 1 ratio for large scale text and large images. So you can also go to these places, getstark.co, which gives a plugin for Adobe XD that measures it. It is a paid subscription for the advanced features, but then there's color blindness simulators that you can also use, which I think are really gonna really like blow your mind too, to see how some people have some difficulty. And then content, like hierarchy and headings and semantic order, content relevance. So these are all just like concepts that are best practices to design with. So we're keeping those in mind as we design. And then I did an episode of Adobe XD Live with Howard Pinsky, and this is the episode, so you can rewatch that too. So it's on my Behance. Not self-promotion, just promoting accessibility, because it is kind of like a really dense topic to grapple with, and it
so
is
important.
It is very, very needed. We don't always have the best answer of like how to design accessibly, and it's not easy. So there is do we have a sentence, a case? Are you using some sort of like that? What is that size on yours? Or this one?
32.
32. And then what is the one below it?
18.
18. Okay, cool. Nice. So yeah, we're trying to keep everything in sync here. You might not have SF compact display though, huh?
As a font.
As a font?
Let's see.
We're trying to align the fonts here. It's okay. If not, let me just, I'm just gonna use Helvetica, dude.
I have SF Pro.
Yeah, SF Pro.
Which is like a general.
Pro.
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, display.
Cool. I think let's change it to that, and I'll update the design system.
Okay.
We are live collaborating. We are doing it.
Unfortunately, I unlinked these from the design system.
Wait, what are you talking about?
These. So in an effort to speed up, I unlinked these. So I'll add it manually.
Okay, it's all right. We got time. So, yeah, there's tons of resources out there for accessibility too. So we would love to say that like designers can design accessibly, but it's a lot of times we kind of lack the tools to do that, and so that's kind of like my career ambition is to like address that, and there is some microcopy that you had under this. Do you have a key? It's kind of like just the line, so like I could just make up like some kind of blurb, like in order to join this gift trunk. Gift trunk is 1T, right?
Yeah, this morning I was writing it and I was like, wait, is it 2 T's?
Yeah.
Or I think it's 1 T. People can understand.
Below. Okay. And let's change that. That text, and let's change this to 18. Keep the green writing, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, we're trying to stay accessible. So like text sizes is important. All that stuff is we're trying to keep that in mind. And then I gotta design a little module here for what your key kind of thing ask for. Oh, so this I'm gonna build my gutter. Oh, let's do this. So I always like to. I'm just gonna use rulers this time. To build guides, that way I don't design into a trap of going to the edge. So like go 20. All right, so now I can design my little card. Donnie DeClerc. DD Soft, yeah. I actually have heard of him. He does really great work in that field. There's also places you can go for training. So DQ is a company that offers training. So I would recommend, if you have the additional funds, there's like courses you could take if you're interested to like get better at designing accessibly. It's not easy. Oh, okay. I can do this as a pro display. Did you do that's the Spotify's was it
Year in review.
Year in review? Did you do it?
Yeah, I looked at mine. I wasn't really surprised at the categories I fell in, but I was surprised by the song that was my most played song.
Really?
Yeah. Even though I listen to it pretty much every day going to work.
I was not surprised by my most played song.
What was yours?
It was, have you ever heard of Sir? He's a R&B rapper, kind of.
No, actually, I haven't.
Is
he modern or?
It's more modern R&B.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a song called
SIR.
Yeah, SIR.
Yeah, no, I was listening to him this morning. Actually, yeah, take that back. I do know you're talking about.
So yeah, his song "Hair Down" with Kendrick. Was like on my top played. Like I think I listened to it way too much. But yeah, that was like my.
Yeah, he's a good one.
That was my anthem.
Yeah, I really like his music. I actually just started listening to his music this year.
Yeah, he's relatively new. And did you watch that? I'm so just kind of. I've said this before in the broadcast. I'm like super into hip hop, and there was this show on Netflix that was really cool. It was like some rap competition, and the winner of that was someone that is his Sir's brother.
Oh wow!
Blood brother. I was like, what?
That's
talent.
crazy.
I'm just gonna bring this over here so I can stop hopping around. So this is the screen I'm designing. I need the little back arrow too, right? What is that? And then let's grab this little green guy here, the small one. This thing's coming together. We are looking like we have an app experience going on.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, you have been building some like little boxes I can steal.
Yeah, feel free to take.
Because I want to make sure we're cohesive here. So I'm gonna steal this and make it a symbol. Or component. My bad.
Thin line.
It is.
So here, I'll just make it a little bit larger for you guys. User enters a group, needs to update the background, but this is an overlay of this area. So actually, let me put this in here. Use a shortcut. Again, you can shift elements throughout the layer through the artboard layer panel by pressing Shift Command bracket either way to make it go either to the back or to the front of an artboard in the layer panel. Then they're in the group.
Can you save that?
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't WBZ.
I want to do that. I was like gonna make an update. I was like, wait a second, let me not do that. So yeah, I'm glad I didn't. Oh look, you done quite a bit of stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna dump some stuff in there, so don't do anything. Right? Let me Also, I don't know if, so I have this like, we'll put it in, but let me show you something. So I have this like splash screen that has a
Ooh,
little,
nice.
like a fancy animation, and this is gonna have a time animation that will then go to that. I might have to just delete that
Sweet.
one, something like that. But I'm gonna copy these into your
Let's do it.
document. But just a tip, when you are copying things that are wired, you might have experienced this and not known why things didn't carry over. You want to copy the prototype mode. So if you copy in prototype mode into a new document, you keep the prototype wires, right? So if you don't do that, if you just do it in design mode, you only carry over the design and not the prototype connections.
Pro tip.
Pro tip, and I think it works,
Yeah.
you know, and it makes sense to me.
Very distinct modes.
Yeah, they're very different. They're very different things. So you kind of keep them separated. And the way I do things, as far as organizing my artboard, I usually put like the micro animations like below. They're kind of like not really part of the artboard flow, but they are. All right. So like this one's gonna be a trigger on time. Let's see if I can make it time. So drag now. Where's time? Transition. Destination. I don't know where it is. Figure that out. Figure that out later. Okay, so I'm gonna save. So, sorry if
No worries.
that's fresco is very hard for left-handed people. I had a friend who was left-handed who was just like really frustrated at the world, and he was just like, hey, like I want you to see how it is to live in my shoes, and he brought me over a pair of left-handed scissors, and left-handed scissors aren't supposed to work for right-handed people, but his were perfect. They like worked great, and I was just like dude, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to empathize, but
Trying to empathize, dude, but like didn't work. I think like the design is so much better that it
Interesting.
actually
Is more
it's more inclusive. Yeah, the left-handed scissors is designed to work for both people, but yeah, right-handed scissors don't. That makes like no sense. So let's see. And this. Yeah, we have 16 more minutes till the creative challenge design feedback. So if you have completed some designs, we would love to see them. We're going to review whatever is submitted today, so make sure to get those in. And what was I doing? Yeah, I was adding character styles. So that way. Try not to use too many font styles.
smart.
No. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's not what I want. I wanted this to say com. Ooh, you got some prototype level stuff?
No, just previewing and prototype mode. Seeing how everything shows up.
Let's see. We are jamming. So how are we looking on screens?
I think on my end there aren't that many left to create.
Those keys, like 6 keys. This is looking all right.
Oh, nice. Have the
Something like that, right?
code input.
Code input, input that code, and then what does it look like here? Like another one that has like the codes in there. Is this okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to use shadows, just so you know.
Okay.
Like
Keep it very flat.
keeping it flat. Yeah, going with the full flat theme. And no specific reason, just because I think it could get a little complicated sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And on the topic of gift giving, do you have any gift giving plans, Julian? Or
Yeah, so this is actually a really fun year where, so I have a newborn baby, and I can't really go many places with her yet. She's really like 6 weeks old. So that is keeping us local. So we're staying in the Bay Area for the holiday. So we're just gonna be local. And so we're gonna be like using FaceTime to open gifts, right? So like we're kind of doing something like this.
Yeah.
Like I'm the core audience for what you're designing, Mustafa.
That's awesome.
So do you think if they were the first one here, they would get this code?
No, if they were the first one, they wouldn't get the code. But in this flow, he's not the first one.
Okay, so then I could delete this probably, maybe.
No, I think at this point the app doesn't know
Doesn't know, right?
whether you're the first or not.
Okay, and we can work out some of those UX.
Yeah, I think it's like a preemptive thing. Since you have come to the app and they know that, or this hypothetical design team knows, has implemented a solution for preemptively getting users to join groups from the beginning, as opposed to
Right.
going into the experience with no activity.
Kind of like the Slack,
Mm-hmm.
right? The Slack experience.
Yeah. I always want to try to give your users content as soon as possible.
Yeah, right? Like, you don't want them to get lost, like, out the gate.
Yeah.
You can lose them later. I'm just kidding.
Right.
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
Have you ever been, like, see, that's what my mind goes is, like, have you ever been to an escape room?
Yeah, I have actually been to an escape room.
And
only once.
So, like, those are designed in very interesting ways to, like, lose you, but then also you have to find yourself.
Yeah.
And, like, it kind of be funny to have, like, an app experience that was, like...
Purposefully losing you?
Yeah. Also, does this look weird that it's left aligned?
Yeah.
Right.
Only because the element, all the elements after on the canvas are centered.
There you go.
And then change the title text to center aligned. No, that one is the title.
I think maybe it's not centered.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. And this one's feeling a little wireframey to me.
Are there hard edges on the code input boxes?
Yeah, let's do that. Maybe have them outlined?
Yeah. You can do that and then make the gray much, or whatever color, make it much lighter.
This outline?
Mm-hmm.
Lighter?
Yeah, like lighter. So it like decrease the opacity a little bit.
I did a green.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool. That one didn't carry over because I didn't make it a component. Wamp. Wamp, wamp. Magic. Okay, that looks more like an actual screen. All right, we're getting somewhere. So then I have one more screen here. Introduce yourself. So I'm just going to look very similar to this screen. Oh, I can't wait to see this. I love, like, see what happens is like we start designing and we look at the chat and all this stuff is happening. Thank you guys for contributing to the chat and being here with us. And if you are just joining us, which it's pretty late in the stream, but it's okay. We welcome you. We are joined with Mustafaa Tajuddin, and I'm Julian, and we are designing a gift-giving experience.
Yeah.
So like White Elephant, but with an app. We're gonna get at a point to be able to show you very soon, but we do have a design feedback in 8 minutes, so we're gonna be jamming. So it would be a good time for you to like go take a little bio break, and we're just gonna be jamming away. But we're also just like really, really stoked that this is coming together so quickly.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that we didn't plan this. We kind of like had a couple ideas before the stream, but this is really, really like live designing, problem solving on the fly.
Oh, someone's saying thank you.
Oh, you're
thank
welcome.
you guys.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
It really does mean a lot, and we want to make this show really for you. So if you have any feedback that you want to like tell us what we could do better, we're always open to it. And if you have any questions about like your career, design advice, like ask it, because we want to answer your questions. We're here.
Probably have a story to go along with it as well.
We're here for you. All right. Oh, so you did this one. You did the introduce yourself.
Yeah, that one should be.
Okay, I will get that on you. So that's good. I think just this one screen. Oh, this one.
That was done.
You did that one too? And then what about this one?
Didn't do that one.
Maybe not now. Maybe we don't need it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a kind of like a clerical kind of thing.
Yeah, it's more deeper in the weeds.
Okay. Looks like we can be able to like. We're gonna be able to do some like maybe some animations and.
Yeah, auto animate is amazing.
All right. Sneak this guy in here. So this screen pops up over which one?
This pops up when on the introduce yourself, when you click choose a color.
Okay, can I delete these guys?
Yeah.
Update that. What MacBooks do you have? Oh, that's a good question. I was very reluctant to upgrade my computer. Oh, look, I have my stuff deleted. I have a 15-inch MacBook Pro, bought with my own money. This is not like a company computer, so this is like my first actual like purchase of a computer in a long time. So I got like all the good stuff in it. So it's like midline, but you could get away with if you don't like do any like 3D renders and stuff.
Yeah, once you get into that.
you can get a pretty like the basic model. So yeah, 15-inch MacBook Pro.
Same.
He's got an Adobe computer.
It's the same though.
He's fancy.
It's the same computer, 15-inch MacBook Pro.
So all through college, I had a 13-inch MacBook Pro, and it was like kind of souped up, but it was like on its last leg, and I was just like really holding off to get a new computer. But you know, you need this tool for us. We need to have good computers to make good products.
Yes.
Okay, this is looking like we got. Look at that. This is how it started. Well, it started just a conversation.
Yeah.
Really like holiday party kind of talk about like, hey, what can we do on a show? And we're like, let's do this like gift giving app. And so Mustafa sketched out these designs, and then translating them into these guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wire some stuff up. We have 4 more minutes for the a design feedback challenge. So after that, we'll have a little bit more time to design, but not tons.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more of like showing you what we've done. Are we going to, yeah, oh, I want to try something. So the idea of like, this is like what happens when things are, oh yeah, let me put in some stuff. So I really want to see this one come to life because this is like the baby. This one's going to look cool.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to update some styles so that we're a little bit more in line here. All right, so let's go this one. And do you need this subtitle?
No, we can go without it. It's helpful, but
Is there like something that you had in mind? Like
no, that's why I was like, we can do without it. Okay. It just was a subtitle to sort of clarify the purpose of introducing yourself within that.
Sorry, we're both using the same thing. I'm sorry.
No worries.
I think
actually stayed.
I think you could say like what would you like to be called? Like, what would you like to be called? Right? Right now, whatever. It's something. I think sometimes like occupying that space is good to do. Okay, I'm out of your document.
Okay.
So yeah, what else can I do that won't interrupt your flow while you're still designing? I think I'm gonna let you do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna let you do it, and then we can jump in and get some. I can actually start trying to prototype out like what this GIF thing looks like when I'm in my screen. So I'm gonna copy that over here. And this, so 2 more minutes until your designs get looked at. So get them in there. And if you don't remember how to submit your designs, you go to the challenge tab, and it has a clear pathway for you to get those submitted to Discord, and that's where we're going to be reviewing your final submissions. All right. We're going to be all right. That's wait. Yeah, and there's a funny thing that we were trying to an idea we were playing with that would be cool is like when you have an unclaimed gift. Like when you're unpacking, when you're like about to open a gift at White Elephant, only way to know like if it's a good gift is to like kind of like grab it and like shake it a little bit maybe. So like you kind of have to know like what is the weight and like what are the sizes. So that's like a way to recreate that. But like what I want to do for weight would have been funny is like heavier than 2 potatoes. like because weight can be like abstract. Like if it says like 2 pounds. Like, I don't know. Sure, like, I think I know what that feels like, but like, not really.
Right.
Whereas, like, 2 potatoes, I think but then it's like, wait, are they red potatoes?
Yeah, I like that idea.
I don't know. It was fun, but we're gonna skip around it. Dimensions is important. So like, you go like 5 inches by 12 inches. 8 inches. That kind of gives you a context of like, do I want this gift? Because maybe it's just too small, and that's not something that you want to use. So yeah, we're gonna play with some more prototyping this guy out and seeing how it looks like, and we are ready to see some designs any second now. So
I'm excited. The ones from yesterday were really good.
They were really good, and they're only gonna get better. So let's see, I'm gonna review today. Let me refresh real quick, just to make sure. Just to make sure. Okay. Let's just go from the top up. Okay, so, no. All right. these are some shots. Not an animated, but perfectly fine for us to look at. Oh, and just as a reminder on what this one is for, this one I believe is for the mental wellness. So physical wellness. Emotional tracker. Oh, this is the mental wellness one. I love anytime you see emojis and like you kind of use a different style, which is great. I really like it. What do you think?
I like it as well. I'm a big fan of emojis too.
They communicate really well.
Yeah.
And these aren't like the canned iOS emojis, which is good, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes like there's a time and a place for those. But I like the idea of emotions being tracked more by emojis because they're a little bit more abstract. And I think when I communicate the most honestly with people in like a chat, it's probably when I use emojis.
So like, you really send the emotion through the emojis.
I'm really thoughtful about which one I send. Also GIFs too, but that's another story. All right, let's see. What do we got here? Oh, Melody's in the chat. Look at that. Melody's trying to give some advice. I love it. All right, so we have one here for the social wellness. Cultivate joyful events for pet owners. Pet learnings. Yes, we have a prototype link. And I will... Oh, we had automatic time animations. Look at that. Looking cute.
I love dogs.
Man, I know. Oh.
A rabbit. I actually have a friend that has a pet rabbit. Love the hover states.
Yeah. This is so cute. Look at that. Great use of bold text. Very accessible.
Yeah.
This is really good. You've done some good stuff here.
I agree.
I love how this dog is licking my iPhone screen.
This is my favorite screen.
Yeah.
This is super cool.
Great like shadow behind the dog.
Yeah. This is my favorite screen.
Really
good job.
I like these buttons here. They seem like they have some sort of dimensionality to me. Is there a shadow on them slightly? I don't know.
There's definitely a shadow on the buttons.
Yeah, maybe not these. I like it. I like this a lot. I think it's really, really communicates what you're trying to solve really well.
Yeah.
I like these little icons that you get. I don't know if you made them or found them, but they are beautiful.
Yeah, very cute.
What else you got?
No, I think these are really good. I think the only thing to consider or thing to keep in mind is if you're on a mobile device, you don't have a hover state.
That is a very, very good point that Mustafa brings up. Is some of these states are great to like see happen, but like they don't necessarily happen on a mobile device.
Yeah.
Really, really great point that you have there, because like this interaction is not necessarily something that can happen as intuitively. It would be like a tap and then it stays lit, and then you tap again. So yeah, some separation there for mobile devices is to be considered. So yeah, really good call out on that though. Yeah. That's something that we forget too, right? Is
no, I definitely sometimes forget the differences between.
Like states are great, but you don't use states on mobile.
Yeah, it's just when you're designing on your laptop.
You use states on mobile, not hover states on mobile.
Yeah, not hover states.
This one. First time login. I wonder if this is. Okay, so these are like static screens. Okay, I love it. All good. Welcome truckers, let's get you set up. So uploading a photo, yep, the form fields, great. I love your little like logo that you created on the fly. Got some dimensionality there. Use some icons maybe from Icon Drop. See a little bit of a masking kind of thing going on there, but that's okay. What do you think about this one?
I really like it. I tend to love to go on hikes, so this seems like something that could definitely come in handy.
Yeah.
I was going on a hike.
Yeah, definitely like would like to know if this has like offline mode, because sometimes hikes
Yeah.
don't really have service. So being able to save maps would be really cool.
Yeah.
But I do really like the path that you've taken us through this.
Mm-hmm.
My only thing that leaves room to be desired is the photos. When they're repetitive in the same photo, it is kind of distracting a little bit. So maybe just next time try and differentiate like the tiles with different photos.
Mm-hmm.
It's a small thing, but it goes a long way. Really great stuff. Thank you for that. And that was from Haiti. Keep on doing it. I just want to also like point out the importance of these design challenges that people like Sam, Andrea, myself, I'm going to be doing creative challenges too. For anybody that's looking to get into the UX field, it is a really, really great place for you to start some work if you don't have any. Like sometimes you just need that idea and encouragement to hold you accountable for something. And creating projects from the Creative Challenge is going to be really helpful in your career, because I have seen people get jobs from in the UX world at good companies by submitting designs to the challenge and then getting invited to do Adobe Live to be a guest, which you totally can do.
Yep.
And then to being a host and then getting a job. There's someone in this chat here that I've seen, that Melody. Melody is a prime example of someone who's catapulted her way into like a really, really great position from using the design feedback from the Creative Challenges. That's all the ones we have for today. Not as many, but Sam will be back tomorrow and we'll review some more stuff. He'll review some more stuff with you tomorrow, and Melody will go in. And if you want to go in and check them out and view them, just go into the challenge tab on your chat, and you can go into the Discord channel by way of there, and you can see all these designs too. So keep on going, and tomorrow we have a new one from Sam, who will be releasing that tomorrow. So come back for that too. We're going to jump back into our designs because we're not done, but we want to finish. So let's do it. Let's keep it going. I was in so I feel like this was a good place to be on the splash screens. We're going to delete this plaid tartan kind of print. We have some design system stuff that we were making, some wireframes that carried over, color palette that we kind of diverted from. But the buttons were used, and we used these, this little entry field and the logos. So we're kind of using all these things in a really, really cool way to like make this on the fly. This button maybe needs to be a little bit more in line with this one. So I see what this is. So we're gonna take the component here and this one. I didn't name all my components. Sorry about that. I apologize. You know, I try to go fast.
Yeah, I figured it out.
Is that right? Let's see what's the width on this. 319. So if we go 319, let's go into the original button. Go. All right. $319. Bam. Yeah, I just want to correct those so we're using the right buttons here. Okay, and then unclaimed. Is this the same one? Let me see your design here. Were these two are identical, right? These two screens?
Yeah, for the most part. Just
Was there
a
any-
difference in selected state of one of them.
Which one?
It's just very subtle, I'm noticing.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. Got it. Yeah, I want to be able to see if we could like prototype that. Nice. Looks so good. know what we're doing now. We have some time to finish this. We're almost done. It's just like making it fancy. So let me just connect, or I'll have you connect the wires, and then we can like have at least like one full flow completely done, which is going to be really cool. Let's see what else we've got going on in the chat here. Merry Star Wars, y'all. Is there a Star Wars movie coming out?
Yeah, with Baby Yoda.
I'm not like, I'm sorry. I don't want anybody to not like me for that, but I haven't been following Star Wars recently. Nothing personal. But yeah, I've been seeing this Baby Yoda everywhere. It's cute, really cute.
Yeah, really cute.
Yeah, thanks for props on the elephants logo. That was a little exploration that turned into something successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kerwin, sorry if you are just joining us. We have been for the last 2 days taking a stab at recreating an experience for gift giving, and so the idea is to create a how might we statement using Sam's guidance. Is how can we encourage joy, the joy of gift giving for distant loved ones, and using metaphors to kind of simulate the in-person gift experience in an app. And I think it's turned out pretty cool. I'm like really, really stoked about it.
No, this will be fun. I think I want this to become a reality one day.
I think it should.
We all just have white elephant, because then we could like invite people from the chat and we all could join a group and try to win.
I would, and even like, what if you're kind of like maybe a lonely person and don't have tons of people? You can join like a anonymous random gift giving.
Yep.
Like, that's cool. Or what if you could just like send random people gifts? Like, I would love to just send someone a random gift and they didn't know it was coming. I don't know. I think that's cool. Episode 9. Ah, okay. That's on the Disney Plus, right? On the Disney stream?
I think so.
There's too many streams these days.
I think it is on the Disney Plus stream.
Okay. So, I want to see here. I want to prototype this idea of like this screen going to this screen. So this one is chosen?
Yeah. But on the next screen.
So then this is the state of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so let me do this. And this is the really, really cool part of states, is being able to do stuff like this. To like take what Mustafa has given me here. Oh, let me take this and this, and cut that, and put this in here. So we're gonna do a states change for this one. So if I like reducing artboards in the spirit of it, is like taking this element here and putting a state to it. And it's going to be a selected state, not a hover. So selected, and then now this has a different look. Let me just change that a little bit. There we go. These lines are not cooperating.
They're not.
You're like, I give up. They're like, no, not cooperating with you.
You could just, do that.
We'll do that. There you go. Okay, that's a check mark. So now we can just save, maybe even just delete this guy. Oh, not that guy. This guy. And we know this has default, and then so we prototype. Oh, we gotta wire it up though. Prototype this. Select it. Tap. choose selected. So you have to make sure to do this, right? Or else it won't work. It's already wired up for hover, but for all the other states, you still got to do that. So we tap to go back. It could be auto animate, it could be transition. It's okay. For this is just a demo. And then let's take it back to this, and now we can prototype it, and we can see that it does what we want it to. So that's cool. All right. So how are we looking on wiring this all up? Let me replace this one. I'm gonna do something. Can you save?
Okay.
Save your white elephant December 18 doc.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna replace this guy. Nice. So this and this. Interesting. There you go. Okay. I'm done with what I'm doing. So that looks really cool. You got the look at that. Yeah.
So the idea is when you come back to the group after selecting your gifts, you see the gift selected. And then since you selected it, the application updates the group chat that you either got a gift or in this case stole someone else's gifts.
Yeah. And Zombie Army 807, I think this is the last like Adobe Live stream of 2019. Like there is a challenge tomorrow. I don't know if there's any streams actually. We could figure that out. But I'd be an honor to be the last stream of 2019.
I think there are two more episodes.
Oh well, we're not. It's okay. Maybe the last XD? No, I don't know. Maybe save your document real quick, because it looks like my stuff got deleted again.
Really?
Yeah, you know, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's saved?
Yep.
Okay, let's try. Update that, and now let's try getting this fella here, and it's in prototype mode. So reminder, if you wired anything up, you always want to copy the screen from prototype mode to keep those wires, or else you'll lose them.
Okay,
Now let me save,
Yep.
and you're good to go. I want to get the message. There you go. Boom.
I was like, I still see this.
We are collaborating.
In real time.
Yeah.
Live.
Crazy.
Like a whole thing.
So you want to try wiring it up?
Yeah. Okay.
So the first...
So go to prototype for one. And then if I select this one.
That one is...
Wire it to this one.
And now the idea was for that to go there through a time trigger, but I couldn't figure out how to get that going. So maybe you can help me out. So this one to this one is just time.
And this one too.
It should be trigger, right? Maybe I'm not like, I forget. We'll forget it. We'll just click through it. We got 5 more minutes to finish up, so we're gonna just get it wired for you.
And then.
So yeah, you first. Yeah, and then you get to the next one below it. Boom.
It's a great thing about auto animate.
Yeah. Boom. Look at that. And we could just stay on Mustafa's screen, because he is going to be driving for the remainder of these few minutes.
Yeah. And
For artboard, yeah, we were using artboards. It's weird. Thanks, Tim.
yes.
I think we might have been selecting the shape and not the artboard. But we'll get around it today. A few more minutes here, and then we'll be able to walk you through the gift-giving app experience, the grand finale.
Mm-hmm.
Did we not end up using color?
Yeah, I just noticed that. I got so happy doing the auto-populate for UI images that
That's all right.
didn't do color. But now it's in the group. The group chat is going on. This one.
Artboard, select artboard. Yeah, artboard to artboard. It does work. It didn't work this time. Let me see. Disconnect that wire. Oh, because I had it selected a shape. Yep. That's what happened. It's okay. We'll fix that later.
Yes.
Sometimes when you have like big rectangles that are the same size as your artboard, it can kind of like select, you mean to select the artboard and select the shape. That's what I did. Thanks everyone in the chat for clearing that up. So yeah, time triggers do work, and they did work, and I just verified it, but they only work if you select the artboard, not individual items on your artboard. I think that was something that I am really looking forward to, is seeing states for artboards. State to state, artboard state to state, maybe one day. Cross my fingers.
Let's see.
Here we are. Gift trunk. Is it the right one?
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I got out of the experience.
We're almost there.
Let's try this again.
We got 2 more minutes.
Okay.
We got it. Oh, sign up. Do it. Do you have a key? So this happens to verify that you're in this group.
Yeah, input the key.
You input the key.
Then choose color.
So assuming that you don't want your picture, you can choose a color. All right.
Then now it's time to choose your gifts.
Choose your gifts.
You want Crook to Cook by Snoop Dogg. Okay, it seems like I need to clarify that.
We're gonna do it. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, okay, perfect.
Okay.
And then you choose your gift. Boom. And so then the person, you can visualize stealing, you can visualize that, and we didn't clarify the rules, but we'll have to elaborate on this. I feel like this needs to be elaborated on more. We need to
make this a real thing.
We need to make this a real thing. So if you have any developers out there that want to invest, we're looking for you.
Invest their resources so we can get more resources.
Well, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat who stayed with us. Thank you so much for hanging with us for the past 2 days, and
yeah, this has been fun. Thank you so much.
Just jamming with us in this collaborative setting. Happy holidays. Whatever it is that you do, do it safe, do it well, be well.
Yes.
Mustafa, thank you. And everybody, goodbye.
Bye-bye. This was cool.
You did it.
Woo!